Hello, it is me, Orion, and today we're gonna go over and expose one of the community's most degenerate user, and their many flocks of sheep. And if you saw the title of the video, or saw the thumbnail, you probably know who I am talking about. That's right, it's Sync Angel 9. This video is compiled with the evidence we currently have on him, and his associates, along with a personal story of how I met him, and a serious message to him at the end. Without further ado, let's get started. We started with 9, of course. 9 is mainly known for simping for Ruby Gilman, and this is a really big issue. Cause 9 is somewhere around the age of 19 to 20, which means he's an adult, while Ruby's canonical age is 16, aka a minor. Not to mention the amount of suggestive artwork between the two is really disgusting, and these are some of the art posted around his Twitter and YouTube, and made by one of his friends. I'll get to him in a tick. Along with these things he often makes called, and I quote, kissing seasons, where it involves either 9, Ruby, or multiple people, where the female characters go fucking wild and start kissing the men, and I think these are just an allegory for, well, I think you already know. And as of recently 9 also incorporated incest into his art gallery. Which is even more messed up, compared on what he reposts on his Twitter. But I'll save that for later. After getting his ass exposed a dozen times before by people like Dino times Glazer, Dawson, Matt, and Kai, he tried to deny the allegations of him being a pedophile, but it backfired hard. Now taking a break from the pedo stuff for a while, we now talk about how much of a hypocritical, narcissistic person he is. First off being that his verse is inconsistent. The afterlife multiverse is so inconsistent that it's not even a verse at this point, with the many shows and games he keeps adding on it. And the power scaling is so off the roof that it just becomes a shitfest. Like, what do you mean outerversal? Outerversal my ass. The power levels aren't consistent either. He's also shown to be homophobic, proven by this screenshot of a comment from someone. But by far the most known reason why 9 is hated, is because of the Matt Silla beef. And do you want to hear the reason why 9 hates Matt? You are not prepared for this. It's because Matt made a theory about Ruby being pregnant with 9. I'm not joking, this is the actual reason. If you have trouble believing it, here are screenshots from Matt's comment on how this escalated into a full beef. Pause if you want to read all of this. 9 is also often known to use religion not only as a weapon against people who prove him wrong, but also as engagement bait, to the point where he based the powers of his rendition of God to the actual biblical God. I may not be a religious person myself, but this is just way too ridiculous. That rendition of God is nowhere near to the same level as the actual Lord himself. He's also a selfish, greedy prick who cries like a bitch when things don't go his way, and even denied freedom to one of his quote-unquote friend. So when Kai decided to leave 9's shitverse to focus on his real life, he kindly asked them if he could leave, and to remove his OC girlfriend. Take a wild guess what 9 responded with. He said no, and reason is because it would quote mess up the story. I beg your fucking pardon. What story? It doesn't even have a story, it's just a fucking art gallery with your shit artwork with your friend's other shit art. Speaking of Kelvin, he's the one making the other half of the duo that keeps pumping out more of those artworks, not only of 9 and Ruby, but also himself and Ramona, his OC girlfriend. These two are the prime reason of how this fanverse is just that shit and frowned upon. If you think it's only these two, there are blind supporters even with all the proof laid out in front of their eyes of how 9 is a horrible person. They still choose not to believe it and keep supporting them. And the next case is about a couple of them, so let's get cracking. Now we're on to the people who literally spend their life defending the everlasting shit out of 9, or just call them bootlickers at this point. Along with people he associates with besides Calvin. First up is Drew. He is by far the most ignorant and annoying person that keeps treating 9 as if he did nothing wrong. Like, buddy, all the evidence is literally scattered all over YouTube, yet you choose not to believe any of them. How dumb can you be? And just like 9, he uses religion the same way he does. Like, are we sure that Drew isn't just an alt account that 9 made? He even made a statement where he said he's quote unquote one of the many apostles of Jesus Christ. Like, are you for real thinking that you're an apostle just because you said so? And do you know the absolute kicker? It is confirmed that Drew is 30 years old. Not only makes him the oldest member of this fucked up shitverse, but also he defends a 20-year-old creep who simps for a giant squid, and is also simping on a fictional character. What a fucking hypocrite. Next up is Sidwit, or Sydney. They're also a hassle to deal with. They've been known to bombard request after request after request non-stop, just because. They've been also known to almost make two of the most respected members of the community leave, due to their toxic behavior. Next up I wanna bring up this person. Not only that he once was a 9 hater, but for some reason he now defends him for some stupid reason. His name is Erop. He used to hate 9. Back in the day, nothing much, just the usual. But for some reason I can't understand, he suddenly switched sides, and is now with him, like. Why? And now whenever he gets hated on by siding with 9, or whatever random bullshit is thrown at him, he either releases a video or post on his community tabs about quote killing them. Just for him to delete those after not getting the reactions he wanted. The funniest thing about all of this is that he even makes alt accounts to keep up his rage bait empire, and also shows how fragile his ego is. Oh, and by the way, is this you, Erop? He's also been caught plagiarizing other people's OCs, and claimed them as his own. The most notable one I can mention is Better Splendid's OC, Tarbataramus, which he took the picture, and just tinted it with puke green. You ain't slick, Erop. But if you think that he's just a simple 9 bootlicker, just you wait for what he does next. On the 1st of August, Erop posted on his community tab poking fun at Dawson by giving him a monkey form. And I need to remind you, Dawson has confirmed that he's half black, so it basically confirmed that Erop is also a racist. Like dude, you took it too far. It got so bad that even Dawson's #1 hater, Walter Edits, called Erop out for this racist behavior and notified 9 and Drew about this. How do you think they reacted? 9 simply didn't give a damn and called Walter a traitor. Like, are you for fucking real? First you date a fictional minor, then try to avoid accountability by using religion as a weapon, and now you're defending a racist. How low did you have to stoop down for this? Oh, trust me, he can stoop lower. Cause we're approaching the final lengths of this expose video, and you may be wondering, who else is left to cover, and that's why I save the worst for last. But just a heads up, the last person we're gonna talk about is so disgusting that I cannot even show the stuff he reposts on his account. Let's just get it over with. And now, we're at the last case in the video, where I saved who I think is even worse than the others who came before. This is Elliot, yet again a 9 bootlicker and a massive V-simp. Am I seriously the only one who doesn't fall in love with any fictional characters at all? You'd think that he's just a single bootlicker on the surface, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Cause this person is hiding a dark secret, one that almost ruined his career. When Kai was streaming a few months ago, one of his friends named Lord Finch notified him that Elliot has been posting some sus stuff on his Twitter. Even I was flabbergasted at the idea of this, like bro, how? So after Kai found out the hard way during his stream, I had to check if this was true myself. So I booted up an alternate source of Twitter. Typed in Elliot's Twitter handle. Prayed to God before I entered the rabbit hole, and as I entered his profile, checked reposts, and what I saw was so disgusting, so putrid, and so unbelievable, that I cannot even describe/show them to all of you. It's that bad. He reposted so many NSFW artwork from NSFW artists, and even made a few ones himself. But don't take my word for it. Kai was the one who talked about the situation, so watch his video that I linked in the description. Just be warned that Kai didn't censor all the images well, just a little heads up. After Kai's video, Elliot noticed that he's been caught on 4K, and tried to get rid of all the evidence, but like a dumbass, he left a single breadcrumb of what he did. You'd think he'd stop, right? Well, you're wrong. Cause I checked his account again, thinking he'd stop, but as it turned out, he didn't. He thought that the drama is already over and started reposting NSFW art again, some even worse than the others. So Elliot, if you're watching this, just know that I've caught you in 4K yet again. So there we go, we reached the end of the expose video on the Life shitverse. But before I go, I'd like to close off the vid of how I met 9, and this community as a whole. Back then I was just a simple person, watching videos about my favorite things. But when I stumbled upon Simon's channel I thought nothing of it, but when I saw that he's part of a community where they retell the monsterverse in their own way, I was like damn, I could do this myself. So that's how Ryan and the Ori realm came to be, and that was the moment I met 9, and we became friends. Sure, I was a bit gullible not knowing the dark truth between the two, but it didn't matter, cause I had someone who can draw my character. And almost became a part of his shitverse. But that all changed when Matt entered the picture. When he told me everything, I believed him at first, but 9 and Drew managed to use their manipulation tactics against me, and I was back at their side. That is until Dino Times Glazer's video popped up and now I had chosen Matt's side in the conflict. Sure, I had a bit of a fallout with Matt after insulting Kelvin's dead grandpa, but now I'm back to hating on 9, and this time, I won't hold back. And 9, if you're watching this video, or don't, I don't care. I just want to say that I hate you. How could you lie to me all this time? Why didn't you tell me that you're a creep? I mean, for fuck's sake, the proof was right in front of my eyes that you couldn't stop simping to fictional giant squid. You're the reason the community is in the state of this. Look all around you. Soon everyone that has ever defended you soon realizes the horrible truth and will turn against you. You even caused this to me, and do you know why I or my friends won't stop exposing you? Cause I know that you're a creep. One of the worst people I've ever met in my life is you. All you do is just dodge the accusations of you being scum on this planet called Earth. You don't want to accept the consequences of your actions, because you're afraid of taking accountability, taking blame, and just keep playing the victim, cause your precious ego was broken. You even have the nerve of being friends with someone who reposted NSFW on their Twitter. How could you still defend him? No wonder I'm making an expose video on you and your idiotic friends, cause you are literally a pest within this community. Matt was right all along. I shouldn't have met you in the first place.